Hello. Grand Rising, y'all. Let me get my camera right, child. Grand Rising. 18. Grand Rising, Kristen. Come on in the building, y'all. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising, Roar Rising, Divine Rising, child. We just all rising. Grand Rising, Clarissa. Hey, Irene. Grand Rising, y'all. Look, it's too windy outside. We gotta be inside, and y'all can look out at the view. Grand Rising, y'all. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, y'all. I hope y'all had an amazing Easter Sunday, whatever it is that you believe, you know, it's whatever, child. So Easter bunnies, he is risen, whatever it is. I hope you had a wonderful time doing it. We're going to give some folks some time to come on in the building before we get started, y'all. I did load the live from yesterday onto my YouTube, so I know everybody wants the recap. So I'm putting those recaps on my YouTube channel now. So the Sunday Soul Sunday Live is on my YouTube channel if anybody wants to tune in to that. Thank you for joining, Virginia. I got your order too, Virginia. I'm going to return that either today or tomorrow. Grand Rising. We got good energy this morning, y'all. We got good energy every morning, child. What we talking about? We got good energy every morning, child. We just wake up like this, child. It's always good energy in these parts, child. High frequency, child. Ain't nobody got no time for no negativity. It's all about the vibe, y'all. It's all about the energy. Alright, y'all. Good energy. Welcome to the live, y'all. Welcome to Monday morning. It is the top of the week, right? So we're just going to see what it is that we need to know. Get y'all some guidance, right, for this week. Hoping that everything that you're manifesting and believing is on its way. It starts with the essence of who you are. Starts with the essence of who you are. See, a lot of times, y'all, we got to be reminded that we create our weeks, child. We create our days. Good morning, Rita. Right, you just get up and you say, okay, you know what? This is what I'm going to declare for myself today. This is what I'm going to do, right? And then Grand Rising, Jackie, thank you for joining. And then you sit down and we go get it, child. It's Monday. You'll receive the financial blessings, love, when you know how to be a good steward over them, right? A lot of times we want financial blessings, but we're not in a place to receive it, right? If it's given too easy, right? Sometimes you just got to be able to work through the process, because the financial blessing really starts with the mindset. It's never about the money. And that's what we have to understand. Financial blessings come with a mindset that says it's already mine, I can have it, and I can handle it when God gives it to me, right? See, a lot of times we want financial abundance and financial blessings, but if we get it, right, and we have not healed, or we still got toxic ass people around us, then guess who gonna benefit from your blessings? And God say, no, I'm jealous over here. Everybody don't get to benefit from the blessings that I give to you, right? So sometimes what we don't realize is that our blessings could be held up because of who we are surrounding ourselves with. That's a message, right? Everything is a message. So when you have the knowledge and the wisdom to sustain and protect the abundance that God has given to you, then you're granted it, right? That's all it takes, y'all. I'm abundantly blessed, right? But the blessings I have now are far exceed even the blessings I had 2 years ago. Why? Because I'm in a better place to sustain them, and I ain't got no negative ass folk around me that's gonna squander the blessing, right? So a lot of times, y'all, we have to realize that the blessings we want, when it's called, whether it's Monday, where it's called abundance, even peace, child. Sometimes we want peace, right? And you're like, God, can you just bless me with peace? God, I just want peace. Yet you got chaos all around you, right? So a lot of times we have to examine our surroundings, especially when it concerns what we want for ourselves, right? Especially when it's concerning what we want for ourselves. Because y'all know how I feel about it, and that's just, it's proven, y'all. It's a given, right? It is a given. Grand Rising Felicia, that when we want financial abundance, we want joy, right? We want love. We want peace. You want all of these things, right? But your environment has to be conducive, child. It's like planting something in the desert, child. It ain't gonna grow, right? And it's never gonna take root. That's a message for somebody. Whatever it is that you plant for yourself now, right? It's not that you aren't blessed. Because I'm talking to somebody who you ain't really hurting for anything, although you desire more, right? You're not really hurting for anything. But what you're not understanding is that the ground where you are, meaning your ground, right? Whether that's because of friends, family, whatever it is, the ground that you're on isn't sturdy enough to foundation. That's the root, right? Foundationalize the root of what you're planting. See, until your roots get in there, then it's never gonna grow sustainably, right? Because it'll grow, but then that's when you get stuff and you lose stuff, right? Like you could be doing good, and then some shit come on, right? You're doing good, you find yourself up, and then now something else, right? That's because the ground that you are planting on, right, it can't take root. Then you have to be able to examine the people around you, because the blessings got to be able to take root, y'all. If they don't take root, then what we gonna do, right? Welcome to the live, y'all. Let me set my live goal while you guys come in. It's Monday, y'all. We're gonna get some Monday motivation, right? We're going to get some Monday motivation. We're going to see what it is that we need to know most at this time, right? How we're going to start our weeks off, right? What is it that Spirit needs us to know most at this time? I think we'll do some little butterflies this morning. All right, y'all. Let's get into the live. Let's get into the live. I had to confirm a little goal, child. All right, guys, make sure you help me reach my goal. I just set the goal. It's a little butterflies this morning. All right, so we're going to get into it, y'all. We're going to see what it is that we need to know most at this time. Always feel free to drop comments, talk it up, y'all. Y'all know me. If y'all are new to the live, welcome. Okay, we got 44 people. That's protection, right? 444 is protection. We're going to go and get started, y'all. We're going to go and get started. I hope you guys can enjoy the view. I couldn't really be out there today, y'all, because it's a little windy. So I'm kind of inside, right? But I still want to give you guys the view. Sipping on my coffee this morning. Are you new? Thank you, Ebony. Welcome to the live. If you are new, guys, I am the Lady Empath 1111. I am a channel. I channel messages, right? I might not pull up anything. It just might be me and God. Y'all might not see me pull out anything, right? I am a channel of the Most High, child. We don't believe in nothing crazy other than love and light over here. I just happen to be an empath. That is someone who is highly sensitive to energy. Highly sensitive to energy. So I read energy. The only thing I ask you guys to do is tap, tap, tap the screen, y'all. That's a sign of energy transfer. Send the gifts. Help me meet my live, right? Help me meet my live goal, right? Send the gifts. Those are all signs of energy transfer. And we're going to get a message, right? The messages may come through songs that's playing in the background. Your song right now is She Needs Love by DJ Spin. Someone's initials could be KM. Someone's last name could be Major. But you need love, right? That's your channel song. We're going to get a message out. See what it is that you guys need to know most, okay? The messages come through scripture. The messages come through cards. The messages come through God. The messages come through whatever, right? We're going to go into it and see. All right, y'all, let's see what's going on. What is it that we need to know most at this time? Show me this case. What is going on with this case? Show me what's going on with this case, Spirit. It won't be dismissed, love. It's going to be continued because there's still some more that needs to be done in the background. It's not going to be dismissed, but it may be continued because there's still something else that needs to be either researched, right? Either research. We're not going to get into all these questions, but I did see I take some stuff serious. So somebody asked about somebody's case, right? It may be continued. We got to see, but there's something here about researching more of what's going on. See, this is somebody who's a leader too, though. Somebody talk too much, though. When y'all go to court on Wednesday, somebody just got to learn how to be quiet. There we go. Yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune. So whoever this court case is, somebody, don't go in there talking too much, right? I'm seeing somebody who sometimes you talk your way into things. It's just be quiet, right? Be quiet and allow destiny to unfold because it is going to come to an end. I got a lot of fire energy, but whoever this is can tend to be a little passionate, right? So you don't want to go in a court case and now you over here losing your mind. And no, you got to allow God to do what God is going to do, right? So you go into court and you know that you want this thing to be dismissed, right? Then you can't go in there all rah-rah. Because what I'm seeing here is somebody who it could go either way because the Six of Pentacles, it could go either way, but it's really contingent upon whoever Sammy's energy is, right? Because this is someone who is naturally passionate, and when you're naturally passionate, you don't want to go in there all rah-rah. You got to allow God, the lawyers, and whoever to do whatever it is that they need to do. So I would say this, whoever this is, if this is you, because somebody dropped the question, is Sammy's case going to be dismissed, right? If this is you, or if you in contact with whoever Sammy is, you need to let them know that don't go in there with all that rah-rah, right? Because this is a cycle that's going to close with the Wheel of Fortune. That's good luck, right? So the chances are great, right? But it's all contingent upon this person. See, y'all ask questions, right? It's you. Okay, so when you ask the question, don't go in there. You got to listen, right? Because it may be some triggering stuff that come out, right? You may feel like something is unfair, right? It don't matter if the end result is you gonna get dismissed, right? You don't have to worry about it, but it's contingent upon you is what I'm getting, because I got the King of Wands. That's someone who's passionate, right? So a lot of times when you passionate, you go into situations, you better let God fight the battle is what I'm hearing, right? When you know who you are and you know whose you are, you don't have to go in there trying to prove anything. Most people get in trouble, y'all, because they want to go into situations, especially court situations, and prove something. The damn judge ain't gonna listen to you no way. That's why you got lawyers, right? That's why you got people handling it for you. All right, let's get into the energy this morning, y'all. That's yours, love. Yeah, give it to God. And when you give it to God, no, you just gotta be careful and remember who you are, right? That's about you remembering who you are. You a leader. You're highly protected, right? So then you just have to allow, give it to God, right? If you asking that question, I'm not sure, love. See, that's not a question you ask. Nat's new journey. Oh, okay, maybe you new to the journey. I'll take that. I'll take that in your name. Nat's new journey. Cause see, we old at this, y'all. Okay, we old at this. So we never ask, will be beat. I don't know if that's supposed to say will I, but it's beat my demons. Let me tell you about that, y'all. That power is within you, and it's how you think. If you asking the question, right, that's questionable. It ain't nothing that we can't beat over here, right? And I wouldn't call them demons because you're giving something more power than it needs to have, right? This is you. The only thing that we fight in life is us, okay? The situations that we fight in life, that shit ain't external, it's internal to you. There are things that you have to heal and you have to overcome, right? And the only way to heal, you don't beat it, you heal it. Come on, y'all. You don't beat it, you heal it. And that's what people say, well, I beat this, well, I beat that. You ain't beating nothing. You ain't doing nothing until you heal it. Thank you for the gift. See, you have to begin to understand who you are, and whatever it is that you want is always in you. See, sometimes people got to learn that what you want wants you. What you desires you, right? You're not a victim, though. What I'm hearing is victim mindset. You're not a victim, right? You may have been victimized. You may lack confidence. You may feel like things aren't always going your way, right? But what you have to understand is that it starts with you remembering who you are. Good energy. Don't need no negativity around me. High frequency, right? High frequency. When you understand that you are a high frequency individual, right, then you begin to heal. You don't beat your demons, you don't beat your shadow, you don't beat anything. You heal those things inside of you that are causing you anxiety. And y'all need to stop giving stuff names and labels, y'all. That's that church shit. Stop giving y'all self name. Now you done labeled yourself. Now you got demons. I ain't got no demons, child. You have issues in your life that need to be healed. And when you do the shadow work, you heal those aspects of yourself. Demons means that it's outside of you, and it's not outside of you. It's things inside of you that you need to heal. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalms 23:4. See, that's what you need to repeat to yourself, right? That is what you need to repeat. It says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, that's your shadow work, love, right? It says, I will fear no evil, though. See, giving things name like that means now you fear it. It makes it scary. Oh my God, there's a demon after me. Oh my God, I'm so scared. No, don't give that shit no power. There is no demon after you. It's you healing because you've been hurt, because you've been broken, because you've been disappointed, because you've been lied to, because you've been cheated on, because you've done all of those things, y'all. You give stuff too much power outside of you when the power is in you through who? What? God, right? The power is in you through God. So it's the world that we live in that wants us to name, right, stuff. Name stuff, because then it makes it what? More real? Yeah, exactly. When you give it name, you give it power. Grand rising, sunshine, right? Now you've given something power outside of you over you. You've given it, which is outside of you, power over you. Stop naming stuff, child. You ain't fighting no demons. You fighting your inner man that needs to be healed. You fighting your inner child that needs to be healed, right? You just trying to find balance in your life, and that's what we all doing. But there's insecurities, right? And when we have these insecurities, somebody, it's your mother figure, right? I got an empress in reverse. Like your mother has inbred some type of deep insecurities within you, and now you fighting against that. You fighting against that. You ain't fighting against no demon, child. You fighting against childhood trauma, right? Grand rising, Gemstonian. And when you realize that, then you realize it, right? But see, when you realize it, then you can heal it. When people tell us that we fighting all of this warfare and this, warfare is real. Don't get me wrong, okay? Spiritual warfare is real, but it's still inside of you. It's still a lesson for you. It's something that you need to be learning on your own, right? You have to understand that. And only God knows who you are. Right? That's inside of you. And when we realize that, right, we also understand that the greater one is inside of us. And then you ain't ever got to worry about fighting against anything, right? You remain focused. Somebody, you got to get out of your past, though. Your past is holding you back. You're focusing too much on the past regret, and you're not looking at what God is trying to bless you with in the present moment. It starts a lot with you being able to open up emotionally. See, a lot of times, y'all, when we get hurt, let's talk about it, right? When we get hurt, and whether that's through family, whether that's through friends, whether that's through relationships, right? The first thing we begin to do is to hold on to the hurt. And at that point, you get stuck in that place where the hurt happened. Somebody you stuck in 2 years ago, right? Somebody you stuck in 4 years ago. Somebody you stuck in 11 years ago. Right? And it had to do with friendships, right? These social groups, these partnerships, all of these things, right? Grand rising. And when you get stuck at the place where you're hurt and you don't heal it, guess what? You still there. For somebody, you still 10 years into your past because you have not forgiven yourself for allowing yourself, hey love, to be in that situation. So when you understand, right? David asked her, hey, you cheating on me? What's up? Like, I don't know why y'all think I'm going to exhaust my energy and ask God if your girlfriend cheating on you. Ask her if she's cheating on you. Are you insecure, or has she given you reasons to believe that she's cheating, y'all? Like, I'm about growing people up over here. We talking about childhood trauma. If you feel like your girlfriend cheating on you, then ask her, hey, you cheating on me? Or it could be your insecurities if she has not given you a reason to believe that she's cheating, right? Sometimes we got to examine where this questioning is coming from, right? Like, why are we questioning that, right? Am I insecure, or has she given me reasons to believe she's cheating? And if she's giving you reasons to believe she's cheating, and say, hey, your behavior looks like blah, 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 blah. So I need to know what's going on, right? We don't ask God that question. We stand up and ask people what's going on, right? If you asking somebody something for 29 years and there's a problem with you though, love, we gotta, y'all, come on, we grow people up over here, right? If you asking somebody 29 years that they cheating on you, what does that make you? Okay, if you're gonna be with, I wouldn't even be with nobody for over a year if I'm questioning their trust, their fidelity. Again, you get stuck in situations because y'all allow yourself to be in them situations. You ain't got to be with somebody 20-something years and always wonder if they cheating on you. That there's brokenness inside of you. And that's what I do over here, y'all. We heal the brokenness, okay? We heal the brokenness. You can't be with somebody 20-something years and you asking them 20-something years and they going to say no. What they going to say if they toxic? Yeah, I'm cheating on you. No, they're going to say no because they toxic. What you need to do is ask yourself why you stayed that long. Because it's something that you need to heal. Why did you stay that long, right? Why are you going to stay with somebody that you don't trust, right? Why are you staying with someone who is not committed? Fear. Like, fear is what I heard. Fear. Yeah, fear. See, somebody, you got a fear of change. So what you did was chained yourself to a situation way too long because you were afraid of change. See, a lot of times, y'all, we'll stay in bad, negative, stupid ass relationships because we scared to be alone. But guess what? You're still alone. And you've always been alone. And you're going to continue to be alone until you find God inside of you to fulfill that need. You stay with people to fulfill a need. And it's an internal need, child. But them damn people cannot fulfill the need that you need to be fulfilled because only God can fulfill that. Y'all got to stop leaning on people to make y'all feel whole when you are broken. Because the only one that can make you feel whole is God. And y'all over here in relationships trying to be with people and you mad because he's not making you feel a way or she's not making you feel a way. It's not her job or his job to make you feel anything. It is for you to get a relationship with God. And all of those things that are broken, and you come on Tarot Church, Sean, okay, all of those things that are broken within you need to be healed. You always do, because guess what? You ain't got nobody but you. And that's why this is called the journey to self, right? This is why it's called the journey to self. It ain't called a journey to finding your husband, the journey to finding your wife, the journey to finding your job, the journey to finding your money. It's the journey to self, because when you find you, you will attract all of those other things, y'all. Grand Rising, welcome to the live, child. They done set me off early, y'all. It was supposed to be a nice... Sean, it was supposed to be a nice, wonderful morning, right? My baby girl was sick, so I said, well, I'm at the condo still. I might as well go live then. We'll do B-side view. And child, it done set me off this morning, Erica. It's the journey to self. Grand Rising, love and light, JD. Right? Child, it that set me off early on a Monday morning, y'all, because we have to get out of the cycles, y'all. All it is a cycle of hurt. And it's the same questions, child, that come up over and over and over, child. Over and over and over. And is this person cheating on me? Does this person love me? You don't have to ask me those questions when you got enough God in you to be discerning, right? All it takes is discernment. If somebody is cheating on you, God gonna let you know they cheating on you. However, you gotta heal your insecurities first. Because 9 times out of 10, thank you, love, for helping me meet my goal. Right? Because 9 times out of 10, these people ain't cheating on you. You just got to heal your insecurities. And at some point, your insecurities are going to push them, right, to doing the very thing that you think they doing. Why? Because it's the energy you giving off. Grand Rising, Silky Smooth. What's that? Silky Smooth Scorpio? Silky, I like that, right? A lot of times, y'all, and that is real. You know how people be like, well, y'all heard it a million times. The people don't be lying. When they done told you 17 times they ain't cheating, they ain't cheating, they ain't cheating. And thank you, love, for helping me reach my goal. They aren't. But ask somebody 17 times if they cheating and watch that energy you just set and they go cheat now. And the first thing you want to say is, I knew you were. Well, really, this person wasn't cheating. They really weren't. But your insecurities like your insecurities and your accusations, and that's not giving nobody no excuse to be cheating. We don't do that. But we also have to realize that a lot of times your insecurities will push people away, and now because your ass is so insecure, you done push this person whole away, and now you mad because they done cheated. I'm so confused. I'm so confused, right? You gotta watch the insecurities, y'all. You gotta watch the insecurities, because that which you don't want to happen is exactly what's going to happen if you are insecure. Somebody, this is about your job. You over here like, child, Rita, I'm so confused. Because your job, and you like, well, I feel like they gonna fire me and this and that, and I feel like I'm gonna lose my job. If you feel that way, I can guarantee you that means you ain't doing your job well. Right? If you insecure about losing your job, that's because your ass ain't working. Okay? Because I ain't never concerned about losing nothing when you working for it. Right? So don't be over here like, oh my God, I think I'm going to get fired. If your ass is valuable to that job, then you're going to always have it. You're going to keep it, or God is going to elevate you into something better. Grand Rising, Kyra. Right? But you gotta claim it. Y'all gotta watch what you speak. Watch what you speak. That look, y'all. That's literally how we started this live. We were just chatting and talking it up, child. We was just chatting it up, and then this is how this whole message came about, y'all. Welcome to the live. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back, child. The only thing I ask you guys to do is tap, tap, tap the screen. Send those hearts up. That's energy transference. Watch your mouth, child, for sure, child. Watch what you speak. Okay, watch what you're speaking on. Okay. Right, send the gifts. Those are always appreciated, y'all. And I have where I can't see my little goal. I got my little butterfly goal up there, y'all. So help me meet the goal on this morning's live. Help me meet the goal on this morning's live. Tap the screen. We're gonna get these likes up to 50,000, and we're gonna see what it is that we need to know. Let's get into this first general set. I was just randomly talking. We're gonna get into the first general. This is a message. Listen. I read energy. I am an empath, all right? I am a tarot card reader. I get messages from God. I use cards. I use scripture. I use songs playing in the background. I use a lot of instruments or tools or resources. Someone, you're being tested, but it's been approved. That's the song that's on. Tested, approved, right? You're being tested, but a lot of times, y'all, we don't understand that it's only a test. You got to be able to trust where God is leading you. Right? Tested, approved, and trusted. Tested, approved, and trusted. This is by Burna Boy. I don't even know who Burna Boy is, child. But you're being tested. It's been approved by God. Y'all, God ain't going to let nobody test you that God know that you ain't prepared to win the test or pass the test. Right? We're only tested because God knows that we can pass the test. The issue becomes we begin to question ourselves. You're being elevated higher. Your next channel song is higher. Somebody, you're being elevated higher, but what you're being called to understand is that it's all a part of the process. Somebody, you despising the process. You can't despise the process, child. You can't. You can't despise the process. You just have to allow, right? Allow. What's happening is happening. That's you, divine feminine. You a light worker. Wow. I got divine feminine, light worker. So I'm talking to a divine feminine who's a light worker. See, you carry this internal light within yourself, but this light leads others, right? Your light ain't just to guide you, child. Your light is also to lead and guide others, but sometimes you dim your light. Thank you, Erica, is what I'm hearing. Hey, David, sometimes you dim your light. You can't dim your light because then people ain't going to know where to go. And you ain't going to know where to go either, child. Somebody, you're being called to understand the light is within you and that you are a light worker. You meant to lead people, but you got to start with leading yourself first, right? See, the issue becomes is too many people who are light workers, right? But you haven't done your own healing work. And now you get out here and you trying to lead other people, but you got to be able to heal yourself first. Right? You got to be able to heal yourself first. And when you understand that, you begin to ground yourself. I got a king here. I got king of earth. This is a divine masculine energy, right? Someone who is solid. You're grounded, wealthy, faithful, a good provider. This is someone who is dependable. Thank you, Erica. This is someone who's very dependable. What is we talking about with this king of earth? This person could be an earth sign. Wow, karmic partner. Okay, y'all, we don't know where we're going with this one. All right? Who that talking about? Let's go, child. I don't know. We got King of Earth with a karmic partner though. Somebody has a toxic ex that's obsessive. Somebody is very manipulative. This is someone who's playing a lot of mind games. I got codependency. What is this about, spirit child? What is going on? Okay, this is someone who they're watching. Y'all got somebody watching you or your person, child. Somebody wants to talk though. You could have blocked this person because someone is saying that they feel guilty. They want to reach out. But I feel like this is a karmic partner of yours is kind of what I'm getting to. This could be a karmic partner of your person, but I feel like this is also a karmic partner of yours. Yeah, this is something that's going to make you ungrounded. Listen, y'all, just be careful when these messages come out because someone, I feel like you are grounding yourself. I feel like, I don't care if you male or female, you're in the King of Earth energy. That means you are grounding, right? You are grounding, you are solid, you are dependable, you are growing, right? You got somebody that's watching you. This could be an ex. This is someone who is highly karmic, right? This is someone who is, they lack their own direction. And the only thing that they wanted to do is confuse your direction as well, y'all. Sometimes we just have to know when people come along what they are about and then let them go though. The issue is you get people in your life and you see what they're about and you feel like you're going to change them and you feel like you can heal them and you feel like you can give them more time, and then you look up and you wasted 10 years of your life, 7 years of your life, 5 years of your life, right? You cannot heal people and you cannot change people. The only thing you can do is pray for God and say, God, can you change this person? And you go on about your happy life. And if they change, then they will be back. But the issue becomes we sit around and try to wait on the healing, and now you hurt and you all toe up because you done went drug through somebody else's healing. Yeah, you got spiritual gifts. And when you realize that you are spiritually gifted, you'll understand that people come to you for your gifts. Come on, y'all. People see you and they see that you're gifted. You carry the light. I told you, you're a light worker. You're very grounded in your solar plexus, right? So you have a high self-esteem. You have clarity, right? You know who you are. And when you know who you are, guess what? You will attract two types of people, y'all. When you know who you are, you're going to attract two types of people. Those who also know who they are, but you also going to attract those who ain't got a goddamn clue about who they are. And when those who don't have a clue are attracted to you, it is for you to discern, right? Sometimes we are meant to, right, assist people in their healing. But you ain't meant to do the work. And if they ain't doing the work, then you need to walk away. See, the issue becomes, you say, well, I know God told me that this person was sent to me and I was supposed to help them in their journey. Probably so, maybe so. However, you can't do the work for them. So when someone shows you that they aren't doing the work for themselves, then you are supposed to do what? Walk the hell away. Tap, 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 and share, y'all. Tapping and sharing. Make sure you guys are tapping the screen, share, hashtag the comments. Also help me reach my live goal. Help me reach my live goal. But what we got to understand, y'all, is that the people, right, have to do the work. And if you do not see them doing the work for themselves, then guess what, right? You got to walk away. You got to walk away, right? You can't just sit there and feel like, okay, well, I'm just waiting on them to change. No, we don't do that, right? There's something that you have to understand for yourself, right? Everybody's not there for you. Somebody, you burnt out. Like you near burnout because you're dealing with too many codependent people. I got jealousy, busybodies, right? And it's throwing off your discernment. It's a lot of illusions, child. It's a lot of illusions with people around you at this time. Not everybody want to play catch. And sometimes you need to take your damn ball and go home. You need to take your ball and go home. That's how I feel about it. I don't play with people. Look, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home, right? You have to do that, y'all, because you have to protect you. Ain't nobody else gonna protect you, right? Ain't nobody else gonna protect you. So you have to understand what it is that you need for yourself, right? You have to understand there's some type of an illusion that's taking place, but you're being called to stay in your creative energy, right? You're being called to support yourself. There's something that's being healed within you. I got Scorpio energy, Scorpio and Virgo energy. You're going through a death and rebirth at this time, right? You're going through a death and rebirth, and what you're being called to do is begin to look inward, right? Begin to understand what's within you that has connected you from your spiritual gifts. This is about someone's spiritual gifts. The gift of who you are is your gift, right? It's whatever God has told you to do or lead you and guide you on what it is. But you have to do what? Be confident in those gifts. Somebody, you got to be confident in where God is calling you. There's an inner knowing. You have an inner knowing within yourself. Oh, an awareness, your intuition. Hey, Ashley, right? Your intuition, your wisdom. But what is blocking that is your people around you, the illusions, right? The illusions around you is blocking your spiritual gifts. Your spiritual gifts are what allow you to walk into abundance, y'all. You have to be able to understand that I don't care what your gift is. Everybody has a gift. Let's be clear. Everyone has a gift. Hey, love. Hey, love. Right? Everybody has a gift, but you got to understand the people around you will stop you from moving forward, right? I got Sagittarius energy and Pisces energy. A lot of the weight that you feel is coming from the people around you is what I'm seeing. Somebody, you could have even been gaining weight and you over here like, I haven't changed my eating habits. Like, why am I gaining weight? Like, why am I going through these things and you've not even changed anything? Like, not even the way that you move, not the way that you're doing anything, but you over here trying to feeling like you're out of sorts, y'all. You got to watch the energy around you. What is this about? What is this about? You gotta trust. I heard trust on my way. Yeah. Somebody, gratitude and success. Yeah. A lot of your success is based on your ability to exercise gratitude for what you already got, is what I heard. See, you want success, but you're not even, it gotta be gratitude. You gotta be grateful, right? Grateful for where you are first in order to do what? Move forward in it, right? You want success, but you ain't even thanking God for what you got now, but you want more. That's what I heard, right? You want more, but you ain't even grateful for what you got, right? You ain't even being a good steward over what you have, right? But you have to understand success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Right? See, somebody, you banking your success on how hard you can work. Somebody, you banking your success on your money in your bank, right? You banking your success on that. No, your success is based on how you can love. How can your heart stay open when you've been hurt? Right? How your heart can stay open even though you've been hurt, right? It's based on your ability to love. That's where success is coming from. It ain't about how much you work. It ain't about what job you got, right? Your next promotion. It ain't even about your settlement that you're waiting on to come through. That's not success. That's not success. It's based on your ability to love through the situations and the circumstances that should have broken you, is what I heard. And still being grateful that you're on the other side of it, y'all. Sometimes we're being tested just to see if we're going to be grateful, even when things ain't even working out how we want them to work out. It says, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Why? Because everything is an opportunity, y'all. Everything that happens in our life is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to learn, child. It's an opportunity to never do that shit again, okay? It's an opportunity, child. It's the small wins. And when you become grateful for the small wins, then God will give you the rest. Somebody want to give you all of their attention. Somebody, you want love. It said, this is You to Love by Neo and Jeremiah. Someone's name could be Jeremy. But you begin to understand, right? You to love, right? You to love. So when you love you, then you can get whatever else that you want when it comes to love. It starts with you being grateful, though. It's an attitude of gratitude about what it is that you do have. Somebody, you just need to be grateful that you ain't where you used to be, is what I heard. That bad relationship that y'all be talking about and that crazy person and all that brokenness, that's the gratitude. Be grateful that you got out of that. Okay? Be grateful that you ain't even got to deal with that no more, right? Instead of being overly concerned with the brokenness of it, right? With the brokenness of it, Thank God that you don't have to deal with it no more. Thank God that you ain't got to deal with a liar, a cheater, a backstabber. Thank God you ain't got to deal with that stuff no more, right? So when you understand it, guess what? Trust. Trust. It says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly, right? My inner voice will always guide me correctly. Somebody, you just being called to trust the process. And it's starting with you now learning how to listen to what your inner voice. Thank you, love. Make sure you guys help me reach my goal as well. I think it's at the top. You hit that little butterfly thing. That is the goal for this morning's live, right? You begin to trust your inner voice. See, the only time we have ever gone astray is because we didn't listen to the inner voice. Because the inner voice is always telling you, y'all. It always is. You ignore it. Child, you ain't getting that relationship with that crazy person and God didn't tell you they was crazy. He absolutely did. She absolutely did, right? But we didn't listen because you didn't trust that inner voice. It's that little thing that be nudging at you, right? That little thing that be nudging at you saying, I don't know about this, y'all. Maybe I shouldn't date this person. You know, maybe I shouldn't commit. Maybe it's just not time to get married yet, right? Maybe we should just continue to date, right? And you got that little inner nudging voice that's telling you all of that, yet you still talking about, I'm gonna marry you. And you thinking, why the hell did I just say that? You already knew, child. Thank you guys. Thank you for the gifts, right? You already knew you weren't supposed to do that, but you didn't listen to that inner voice. But you can't be mad at the person. You can't be mad at nobody but yourself, right? Who you mad at? You can't be mad at nobody but yourself, but it's okay, y'all. Because then guess what happens? You realize I ain't never doing that shit again. You do. You realize it and you say, you know what? Now, somebody, you're just learning how to trust that inner voice. It's all it is, y'all. You just learning to trust your inner voice, right? You learning to trust that inner voice. And next time, right, woo, come on the floor. Yeah, because you were in denial. It's okay. We got denial. It's okay. Because denial says, guess what, y'all? It says, I acknowledge my fear. See, this is what denial is about. Grand Rising, Miss Siobhan. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Y'all, that's all denial is. You just have to acknowledge your fear, right? Don't be in denial. Acknowledge it. Because anytime, y'all, 9 times out of 10, if we make a bad decision, it's because we were afraid. It was something to do with fear, right? Whether that's the fear... Thank you. Whether that's the fear of being alone, right? Whether that's the fear of making a mistake, whether that's the fear of whatever it is, y'all, anytime we make a bad decision, it's out of fear. So when you stop being in denial that you made that bad decision because your ass was scared, you know, you was a little afraid, okay? It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Acknowledge your fear, y'all. Y'all got to tap the screen, though. Them hearts is not flying fast enough, y'all. Y'all know we do 50,000 likes every 30 minutes, y'all. Y'all are so far behind. We almost an hour, and we only at 52,000. Tap the screen. If I'm going to get up out my bed and come give y'all these messages, then we need to get the messages out, right? Tap, Grand Rising. You woke my... I woke you up. Grand Rising, y'all. Let's get into the next general set. Let's get some guidance. What else do we need to know? Right? It's the top of the week, y'all. It's the top of the week. So we're going to see what we got going on. What else we need to know at this time. All right. And then we'll get into another general set. But let's get some more guidance for coming into this week. Right? What else is it that we need to know most at this time? Someone could be a Taurus or your name. Oh, Ashanti. Who is that? Spiritual. What is this? Somebody, you feel like you have a spiritual connection with somebody. This song is energy. DJ Tunez, Ashanti, and some dang on body. It says, losing my head. When I'm with you, I can't pretend. Feels like I've been lost in a trance. I'll be under your spell all night. You dream about this person all night. No one else takes control of me. Your wish is my command. I'll do anything. This is spiritual. Like a spirit, I can feel it. Something spiritual. Like a spirit, I can feel it. Something spiritual. Somebody, you feel like you in a spiritual connection, okay? Come on. What is this about, y'all? What we talking about, y'all? What we talking about? You feel like you're in a spiritual connection with somebody. What's the guidance? What's going on, Spirit? Let's get a message out, guys. Tap the screen, share the live. Make sure you guys help me meet my live goal this morning. I appreciate everyone for always joining. Y'all always support. That is a song. That's the song. It's called Energy by DJ Tunez and Ashanti. Somebody, if you feel like you're in a spiritual connection, that is your song. It says, don't let it go, right? You just got to slow down. See, a lot of times, y'all, we want what we want, but you got to slow down and let somebody love you. Your next channel song is Slow Down. Yeah, see, you're still broken. I got lost. You're welcome, JD. Right? I got lost in the reverse, broken. See, you are still going through your healing phase, right? So sometimes you got to slow down, y'all. You can't rush divine union because that's a part of your healing. Just like you can't rush your healing, you can't rush your union either. You're still healing the brokenness of your past relationships, right? So when you understand that, it says sometimes we must lose things and people to appreciate them and their value. Then other times we must lose to gain. Somebody, you lost something in order to gain, and now you may have met your person, but you gotta slow down because you're still healing. Somebody say, slow down, let me love you. You got somebody in your energy now. They want to love you now, but you gotta slow down, get to know you, right? Look, it says, let me get to know you. But see, you wanted this for so long, you're rushing it. And that's why you gotta slow down, because it's a part of your healing process, right? But you've been alone for so long, but guess what you used to doing? You used to casting your pearl before swine. This ain't no swine, right? This ain't no swine. That's why you gotta slow down. Pearls before swine. See, it says, be careful who you give your best self to, for the wrong people will take you for granted, right? And are unworthy of your gifts. I told y'all got gifts, right? But when you get these unworthy people who are not worthy of your gift, and now you meet your person, you want this shit to be overnight, ready now. No, you gotta slow down. Let this person love you. This is someone who wants to show you. For somebody, this is what you got coming in. Right? You got it coming in, and God is telling you, recognize it, right? Because the next person I send to you, you got to slow down and let this person love you, because you ain't never been loved before. Save your best self for those who will genuinely appreciate you, what you have to offer, and return the kindness. See, this is a lesson in casting pearls before swine, meaning giving your best self to people who never deserved it. You gotta slow down. And the next person that comes into your life, let them love you by allowing them to show you. See, the issue is, y'all, we love people and you don't even give them damn time to show you. You ain't even let the people show you yet, because you over here trying to rush. Now you done met your person. Next thing you know, you trying to go to the altar, run down, get married. No, slow down. Let somebody love you properly is what I heard. Somebody, this is a part of your dark night of the soul. I told you, this is a part of your awakening. That's why you got to slow down, because you can't rush your healing. You can't rush your healing. See, during the dark night of the soul, it may seem like all is lost and that you may not make it through, but you are rising from the ashes and choosing to be better, not bitter. Somebody, you got a phoenix tattoo, phoenix rising tattoo, or you want to get a phoenix rising tattoo because you have risen out of the ashes and you understand that for yourself. But guess what? You got to choose to be better, not bitter. You got to choose to be better. Learn from your last relationship. Learn from your last hurt, right? Yeah, learn from it. Memories. Yeah, learn from it, right? And then understand that where God is taking you in the next relationship, the next job, the next whatever it is that you desire, enjoy it. You got to slow down. Somebody, it's your internal strength. It's like you are over here trying to understand what happened. It's 8088 is the number of manifestation, right? See, you can infinitely manifest what it is that you want for yourself. It's your strength. But you over here stuck in what happened. We can't be stuck in what happened, right? What happened, let me tell you, happened is past tense, right? Happened. ED. It's past tense. So you can't be over here trying to figure out what happened. It does not matter what happened. Your strength is in living in the now. That's a message for somebody. You stuck in your past because you keep trying to figure out what happened. It's gone. It's over with. It doesn't matter what happened, right? We don't need to keep going backwards. See, keep going to what happened keeps you backwards, and that keeps you in the past. And living in the past is the root cause of depression. Living in the past is the root cause of depression because you can't change the past. So all you over here is doing is all up in your head, depressed about something that you cannot change because it's in the past, right? You got to live in the present moment. And living in the present moment is someone's strength. Your strength is your ability to live in the present moment. It's living in the now. It's living in the now. You never know just how strong you really are until being strong is your only choice, right? You don't know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Somebody, you ain't had no choice but to be strong. And now that you realize that you ain't caring about what happened, it didn't matter what happened. You can't change what happened. You can't go back to what happened. So we ain't worried about what happened. What we doing is gaining strength in the present moment. Let's see what this situation is about. What is this situation that we're gaining strength about? What is this situation? Someone, you're puzzled. I saw puzzled, confused about something. What are we gaining strength in the present moment to overcome? You overcoming something though. What is the strength to overcome? That's what I heard, an overcomer. You're gaining the strength to overcome. Somebody, you take rash actions. You ran into something too quickly. You didn't think about something. It's like it was a rash action. It was a rash action. And you weren't sure if it was something that you needed to do. Somebody, you're going to get a second chance though. So whatever this is for you is coming around again, but this time you got to take your time. You got to slow down, whether this is a relationship, a friendship, a job opportunity, but there's a second chance coming around for an opportunity. But this time you can't be rash. I just see somebody that maybe you act too quickly. Maybe you took off, too fast. Maybe things between you and a person took off too fast and things had to slow down and redirect the energy. On my mama, child. On my mama. Yes. Somebody's been suffering in silence though. There's a lot of unspoken desires, a lot of real feelings, a lot of broken dreams. I got masculine energy here, right? Someone wants to apologize though, but this is protected. We got Archangel Michael. This is protected. Yeah, this is for a man. Wow, masculine energy, Archangel Michael, and suffering in silence. Somebody wants to come in and to apologize to you. This is the divine masculine who wants to apologize. This is someone who was sent to protect you, but I heard they failed on the job. Like this is someone who they didn't do what God told them to do. You do have someone or had someone, it could be past, present, or future, that was sent directly from God to be a protector for you. But this person didn't do their job. God had to step in and intervene. Someone wants to apologize to you because they knew that they were assigned to you as your protector. This is masculine energy here. This is someone who's an authoritative figure. They were sent to you to protect you, but this is someone who was broken on their own. They were broken. This is someone who was suffering in silence. Somebody had family issues. Someone had family issues. I got family in the reverse. What is this? This person is also watching you though. There's a new opportunity that's coming forward. Yeah. See, this is somebody who had to cut ties, y'all. I got cutting ties and family in the reverse. Cutting ties and family in the reverse. See, whoever this is had to cut ties with some type of toxic family or their inner circle, and they want to apologize because they were sent to protect you, but this person didn't always protect you in the way that God told them to protect you. There was a lot of gossip, a lot of rumors, and a lot of nosiness going on. You have new opportunities. You could be going into a new career. Someone could be starting a successful business, but this is coming back around. I see deja vu. So you and this person can have a heavy past life connection. This is someone who had to isolate themselves though. They had to isolate themselves in order to truly be able to understand where God was taking them, because this is someone who had a lot of tension and stress. A lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of worry. Someone could even be having migraines. right? And it's not even your migraines. This is the energy coming from your person. It's the tension, because this is someone who daydreams about you heavily. So if you got somebody who's daydreaming about you all day, every day, and now you got this damn headache and you stressed out and you like, what is going on? It's not your energy. It's the energy that your person is sending you. And now you stressed out and you thinking, I ain't even got nothing to be stressed about. Why do I feel so anxious? Like, why do I feel all over the place? You have to realize when you meet your true person, there is an energetic transference that takes place. You can feel their energy and they can feel your energy. So if you over here with these migraines and this tension and this stress, it's not your energy, it's your person, and they feel like they messed up big time. Yeah. Did you check on me? Did you look for me? I walked in the room. This is somebody who's been down, y'all. This is someone who's been down. In bed, but my mind stay wondering, overthinking, but I'd rather be sleeping. Grab a drink, I need to escape now. 247, I be in the state now, but I can no longer depend on it. I become my own worst enemy. Somebody is drinking, y'all. Somebody is drinking and they really in their head, and it's a lot going on. This is masculine energy. I told you, this is someone who was supposed to protect you, but they were not in the position in order to do that. This is someone who needed to heal. So when this person could not get themselves together, guess what? Archangel Michael stepped in as your protector in order for this person to be able to get themselves together. But this is someone who has a lot of hopes and dreams, but they daydream a lot, and all of that energy is being sent towards you. This is someone who's been living a double life, though. They don't know who they are. And whether this is someone who has somebody else or they just don't know who they are, because not everybody is a cheater, y'all. Let's be clear. Not everyone is a cheater. However, someone is not being authentically themselves. They didn't know how to show up. This is somebody who putting on a mask because they don't know how to completely show up as themselves. And now all of this tension is going on between the two of you. Yeah, somebody feels hopeless. This is this song. People. People is the name of this song. Someone could be for Libya. Someone could be a Libra. Someone's name could be Bianca. Someone's name could be Aya or Ava. Aria. This person is dealing with a lot of people. This person is dealing with a lot of external stuff going on. Or this could be you. Shit, take it how it resonates. But somebody dealing with a lot of people and it's keeping these headaches, this tension, worry, migraines, loss, depression, you know, feeling hopeless, child. But this is a soulmate connection. Wow. Wow. This is a soulmate connection. This is your person. But your person got to do a lot of healing. There's just healing that's taking place. What is this about? What is this about? This person wants you to check on them, but I don't know that you should, because sometimes you have to allow people to do the healing work on their own. And sometimes when we intervene, we just slow down the process, because I literally hear this person begging out, wanting you. But nah, yeah, we're not doing that though. See, this is someone who has to get help on their own. This is your confirmation, love. For somebody who was wondering, you and your person not on good terms right now, and you want to know if you should reach out. This person sends you a lot of energy. That's why you keep picking up the phone, but you put it down because you like, dang, should I reach out? No, I don't think I should reach out. Dang, should I reach out? You feeling this energetic pull because this person is sending you so much energy because they want you to check on them, but do not, because this is a healing that they have to go through. Help. Help. Your person has to be able to do it on their own, because there has been some divergent behavior. We'll just put it that way. This is somebody who they done some stuff. They have, right? But this is someone who also has some type of toxic family, because remember, we got family in the reverse with cutting ties. So this is someone who had to cut ties with some type of toxic family dynamic. It may not be their family. It could be a baby mama, a baby daddy, because I see children involved as well. But whatever this is, someone has to get that. Right? They got to change their heart, because right now they have a lot of thought manipulation. Come on. That's what that is. Thought manipulation. See, thought manipulation means that this person can send you so much energy that they manipulate your thoughts so that you can call them. When you share energy with people, y'all, it's real, okay? So someone can send you so much thought energy that you literally pick up the phone and text them, and you like, I ain't texting you, because you have not done the work. This is a message for somebody. This person ain't done the work. So you have to give them some more time, y'all, to do the work, because whatever this is, no. that someone needs a change of heart, because there's a lot of thought manipulation that's taking place at this time. Someone could be a comedian or have a very funny person, like your person is very humorous, right? But your person has to understand commitment, right? Your person has to understand commitment. And until they can understand commitment, you cannot allow someone else to manipulate your energy. That's what this is about. This is energy manipulation. And it's not a bad thing, y'all. It's not. I ain't saying that your person is a bad person. I'm just saying that they are doing the healing. And you have to allow them to do the healing, because they sending you a lot of thoughts. And those thoughts are what's making you say, okay, well, maybe I should call this person, or maybe I should wait. First of all, we don't wait on anyone. Waiting is never an option. You don't wait. You live your life regardless. Now, waiting don't mean, or living your life don't mean you just got to go out and marry someone else and be with someone else. But it does mean that you don't sit around and wait on somebody either. We don't do that, right? You pour that energy back into you. All right, y'all, tap the screen, share the live. We finna get into this next general. If you are new, welcome to the live, y'all. I am the Lady Empath 1111. All love, all light over here all the time. I am not a tarot card reader. I read energy. I'm an empath, the Lady Empath 1111. I'm highly sensitive to energy. I can use the cards. I don't need the cards, right? I'm a direct source through God. Whether it's scripture, whether it's cards, whether it's the Bible, I don't care. It can be a message in a palm tree. It could be a message in a bird, okay? And you get messages all day, everything. Thank you, Sky. So the only thing I ask you to do is exactly what Sky is doing. Send the gifts. Tap to get to 150,000. We are behind on the likes. We do 50,000 likes every 30 minutes over here. Why? Because that is energy transference. If you want a message, you got to engage, child. If you want a message, you got to engage. I don't know. Something just got restricted. There is no tobacco. Oh, child. Okay, y'all, my live say it's been restricted. Reason trading or using tobacco. I don't know who thought that. I mean, I don't know what y'all talking about other than my incense that's burning over here. So my moderators or my people, LB, y'all back there on my back end, y'all get that removed? I don't know why they restricted that. I ain't burning nothing over here. Talking about the use of tobacco or something, child. I don't know. People just ain't got nothing better to do. So I guess they just reported it just to be putting something out there, because that's crazy. Grand Rising, created, chosen. So like I was saying with my intro before, I was rudely interrupted by somebody that restricted my live for something that ain't even real, okay? Is that welcome to the live, y'all. What smoke? I got an incense burning over here, child. I burn incense every time we read, so I don't know. And even if I was, if you ain't seen nothing poked to my face, then clearly I ain't smoking nothing. So whoever reported that is full of shit. Thank you guys for the gifts. Keep sending them, because they restricted the live, so I don't know what that means. I guess it'll drop off at some point. I don't know. It's just so annoying. I'm sure that's somebody in the background, or that they had nothing else to do, child. Glorious Rising, y'all. We finna get into the next energy set. We finna get on the next energy set, child. Because my incense been burning back here all live, child. Ecstasy, child. Whose channel song is Ecstasy? What we finna talk about, y'all? What y'all want? Let me know what y'all want y'all next general set to be. Tap the screen, share the live, y'all. Let's see if we can get to my morning goal. I can't see how many it is. I think it might say 8 out of 20. Let me see. I can't see, child. Make sure you guys are following too. I'm looking at that. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. What we talking about? Did somebody say finances? Finances? Ooh, my back. Career? Moving on, Scott B. Scott said moving on. When you become your true love, you find your true love, y'all. That's an easy question, right? When you become your true love is when you find your true love. It starts within you. Let's talk about the soul's journey. Let's talk about that, yeah. Because with all of these love questions, the love triangles, love, all of that stuff, we're going to talk about that, y'all. Because there's always lessons that we have to learn. See, a lot of times you feel like you want what you want. And when you healing, though, that I just saw the word pop up. You're going to find your true love when you become your true love. That starts with healing, right? When you date yourself, when you're comfortable with going out to date yourself, when you're comfortable with going to a movie by yourself, when you're comfortable with going to dinner and sitting to the bar having drinks by yourself, when you're comfortable with going to the beach and having walks by yourself, you love on you. And when you love on you, guess what? You will have love because you become love. I love that. Now that's what we're going to talk about. Created, chosen. Empaths, can we embrace a gift and understand how to use it? Let's talk about it, because that's higher. I like some real stuff, y'all. Right? Let's talk about it. Because everyone has a measure of empathy too, right? Everyone is an empath to a level, right? Everyone has the measure. An empath is someone who is very empathetic, right? But there are levels to it, right? So everybody has a measure of empathy. And this can be addressing all y'all. So everybody that dropped a question, including career, you finna get a message in all of it with this one thing that we about to talk about now, because all of it is through your ability to feel. And that's what empathy is. An empath is someone who has the ability to feel. The issue becomes, a lot of times we do what? Soon as we hurt, what's the first thing we do, y'all? Cut off our feelings. That's what you do. The first time you hurt, the first time you disappointed, the first time things don't go your way, you cut off your ability to feel. And then guess what? When you numb it, you cannot intuit. Why? Because your intuition is the channel between you and God, right? Your intuition is the channel, the cord, the catalyst, all of that holds you and God together. But as soon as you get hurt, as soon as you get disappointed, you cut off your ability to feel. Then you are no longer empathetic, which means you no longer feel. Now, the opposite end of this is for some people, you don't know how to control your empathy. Just because you're an empath don't mean you give to everybody. Just because you're an empath doesn't mean you let people upset your energy. I have been around, okay, so that's what it is, y'all. It's my incense. So maybe it was because now I see the incense blowing in my face, which is crazy though, because I always burn incense. Maybe it's the wind, but maybe that's what it is. But they still say there ain't no damn smoke. Ain't nobody holding nothing in my mouth, so they know I ain't damn smoking. Okay, anywho. The opposite side of empathy, though, is those empaths who do not know how to protect yourself. That's just as bad as having no empathy, y'all. Cutting off all of it is bad, but then also having too much empathy is even worse, because now you're giving yourself to everybody who is undeserving, right? Now you don't know how to set boundaries. I've been around some empaths and they are, I'm so sensitive to energy, I just can't be around anyone. No, you control. You don't have to feel people's energy. You don't. You allow yourself to feel energy, y'all. I'm a Sigma empath, okay? I give zero shits about nothing other than me, myself, and the world I am building, okay? You have to know there are levels. Now, everybody ain't Sigma. Sigma empath, I can feel your energy, read your energy. Don't take that shit in. Don't take offense to it and don't care, okay? Because that's just who I am. I've always been that way. But you cannot be the empath, because let me tell y'all something about empaths. Who do we attract? Everybody know. Empaths attract narcissists. Narcissists are only controlling people, y'all, because we care so much. So when you care so much, you attract these people who are broken. Let's talk about it. Right, Elena? Let's talk about it, okay? You as an empath are always going to attract the broken. But what you do with it is what matters, right? You don't attract broken people and try to heal them. You attract broken people and you see that they're broken. If God tell you to give them a message or whatever it is that reason, you get and you keep it moving. You do not keep people in your life who hurt you. You do not keep people in y'all who belittle you. People will use your empathy as a weapon. So you have to be aware, right, of what's taking place, because as an empath, people will see that you're empathetic, right? They will see that you're very caring, that you're very loyal, right? Empaths are loyal, empaths are caring, empaths care deeply for people. But as an empath, you also have to know what protect you. Right? You also have to do what have your best interests in mind. The only way you can control your gift, monitor your gift, and protect your gift is protect you, because you're a gift. Y'all, empathy is a gift. Not everybody has that ability. Most folk in this world ain't empathetic. They don't care nothing about nobody. They don't care nothing about people. They don't care nothing about their damn selves. So they damn sure don't care about other people. Most people in this world are not empathetic. But when you find that you are, and you are highly sensitive to energy, then guess what happens? You have to protect that energy, but nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you that. Most empaths cry a lot. right? Because of the energy. You don't even know why you crying. You could have grew up as a child and people told you cried too much. And you over here like, well, shit, I'm a child. How am I supposed to know why I'm crying? Because you feel the energy. You feel people's emotions, child. You could be crying, it ain't even your feelings. Somebody else is over there hurting. Somebody else is over there broken. And they pulling on your energy and you crying. But you have to understand it. My nickname was Crybaby too, child. They told me I cried all as a baby all the time. They didn't understand why I was crying, but nobody understood my gift, right? If you're highly sensitive to energy, and especially if you're highly sensitive to energy and you grow up in a chaotic household like I did, then you are crying because your soul is crying out for these damn people that can't seem to get their shit together, and you're a child. So there's nothing you can do about it, so all you do is cry. That's a message for somebody. That's a message for somebody, right? What else are you supposed to do as a child? But somewhere along the line, y'all, people say, stop crying. What you crying for? You too sensitive, especially if you a man. Now they done called you a punk. Now they done called you soft. Now they done did all of this stuff, and guess what you did? You cut off your gift. That's for a king that's listening. You're an empath. You're empathetic. You meant to feel. You are, because that's your connection to God, and that's why you are very wise. But when you grow up, especially as a man, and they tell you stop crying, you soft, you this, you that, right? No, you ain't soft. You're an empath. You feel, and them folk don't want you to feel, because as long as you ain't feeling, guess what? You ain't connected to God. It was many years, y'all, that I didn't walk in my gift. I've always been gifted. I knew I was gifted years and years ago. But it was a 7-8 year period that I didn't walk in my gift at all. Because I was broken. Because of the person I had attached myself to. Okay? Right? Because of the person I had attached myself to, I became broken. Right? Because they took all of my empathetic energy, right? All of my empathetic energy and squandered that shit because I felt bad for the person. Because I felt like I could help the person. Because I felt like I could heal them. Y'all, we can't heal and help no damn body. If God can't do it, you can't do it. That's a message. If God can't do it, you can't do it. And now you hold drain. And guess what? That is the plan of the enemy, to drain you. Because guess what? Now that you drain, you can't give to nobody else. And you damn sure can't give to yourself. Thank you, love. Thank you. Right? That's the trick of the enemy. Keep me giving to other people. So guess what? I'm going to never give to myself. And as long as you don't give to yourself, you'll never understand your own value. All you're doing is increasing somebody else's value. But when you understand how to give to you, guess whose value you increase? Yours. And guess what happens when you increase your value? You see people for who they are and you walk away. That's what that is, right? You see people for who they are and you walk away. But as long as people can get you pouring into them and not pouring into yourself, they can keep you stuck. And that's the issue. So we talking about empaths, y'all. We talking about empaths and empathy. So all of us have a level, a measure of empathy. So everybody starts off, we'll just say levels. Because it is 6 levels. I just don't know all of them, so we're going to go through them. But it's 6 levels. All right, it's 6 levels, okay? However, everybody has a level of empathy. That's, let's say, level 1, right? Then you get to the point where your empathy could be a little toxic, meaning that you caring about other people more than you care about yourself. That's what we would consider an unhealed empath. See, an unhealed empath doesn't know. So you give to people because it's in you, y'all. It is. You get the pulling towards people. You want to help people. You always got people living in your house. You always helping other people, right? You helping other people's children. You put other people's children through college. Like all of these things. You take on other people's kids to raise. You do all of that. You take in stray animals, child. You doing all of this stuff, right? That is. But you have to understand, with that level of being an empath, now you're just taking on burdens at this point, right? Because you don't understand your level of empathy yet, right? You don't understand. So now when you reach the next level of empathy, let's say this is level 3, I believe about, right? And y'all can Google it. It's levels to empaths, right? So when you reach the next level, it's like, okay, now you're beginning to understand a little more about yourself. Right, so now you're becoming the healed empath, right? The healed empath says, you know what? I can now begin to recognize some of the things that's going on around me. But guess what happens when you do that? You isolate. So now you're the empath that don't want to be around nobody. You can't go in public. You can't do this because the energy's too thick. The energy's too heavy. That's not good either, y'all. You got to transmute the energy. You ain't got there yet. So let's say we at Empathy level 3. Now you know that you're an empath, but now you're isolated. Now you don't want to really go anywhere. You know, like I said, you over here like, I love people, I see people, but it's just too much for me, right? You get overly stimulated very quickly because you're still in the healing process, right? So you go around people and you instantly overstimulated and everything going on and you feeling anxiety and you all over the place and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I gotta go home. And then you go back home to your cave, right? All of it is that. All of it. Empathy is a part of your gift. Empathy is a part of your gift, right? It is. If you got it, that's all a gift, y'all. So when you get to that level, though, you got to go to the next one. Now, the level after that, let's say this is level 4, I believe, is where you can begin to teach others. So I think that's level 4. I can't think of the guy's name, but I listen to all of them. So let's say level 4 empath, right? So now you recognize who you are. You recognize that you're sensitive to energy, but now you're also beginning to teach others, right? Now you do know a little more how to kind of say, okay, this is too much. Let me take my energy back. You're learning boundaries, right? You're learning boundaries, and then you're taking the information that you have been given and you begin to teach others, right? You can use your level of empathy, detach, and begin to teach others, okay? But now let's get to about level 5, right? Level 5 empath. By the time we get to level 5, you at a point where, child, you can teach people, and not only can you teach them, you can transmute the energy, meaning you can go into a room, right? You can go into a room and the room changes, right? When you get to level 5, let's say empath, okay? You get to that, you pick up on the energy, but when you come around, people begin to change. That's when people begin to separate themselves from you. Why? Because you can see them now. Right? Because through your level of empathy, you can see them. Everybody don't want to be seen by you. So that's when people will begin to separate themselves, because they know, guess what? If I go around him or her, I'm going to have to change, because I can't be toxic around them. Why? Because they see me. See, empathy is just your ability to feel energy, but guess what? When you can feel somebody's energy, you can see, y'all. You can't separate the gift. The gift don't mean like how I see y'all. It's still through empathy, my ability to feel and read your energy. And when you can feel and read people's energy, you can see them, right? But everybody don't want to be seen. So by the time you reach, let's say, level 5 of being an empath, you see people, right? Your energy impacts people. You go into a room and you change the energy. Ooh, but when you reach Sigma 6, that would be me. Everybody ain't a 6 Sigma empath, y'all. It's just not in you. It's something you born with. The shit is just in you. It's been in me as a child. When you don't need people, you don't give a fuck. I'm sorry to say that, but you just don't. Like, I can be in my house by myself. I don't need to be around no damn body. And when I choose to be around people, y'all gonna act accordingly around me, or I will remove myself. I control the energy of my environment. I take your energy, I transmute that shit into love and light and throw that shit back at you. That's a Sigma empath, right? Okay? A Sigma empath can take all of the naysayers, all of the evil eye, all of the negative shit crazy people say when they come on my live, look at that shit, turn that shit right back at them and elevate their ass all in one. Would teach you and elevate you and still give zero fucks. You just don't. Why? Because I impact so many people. I ain't got time to be caring about what y'all think. You don't. When you reach Sigma empath, you don't have time to care about people, because you realize that, number one, people crazy and they always gonna judge you, and number two, you got a greater work to do, and it ain't never being concerned with anybody thinks. You raise yourself to a level of confidence when you don't need people. You don't need people to support you. You don't need people to say, girl, you doing good, boy. You don't care, because you do what you do for God. And when you do that, child, there is a whole level of freedom. However, let's be clear, y'all. Everybody's not supposed to be at that level. We need the empaths that are caring. So it's no greater level. Like, just because I'm a Sigma empath don't mean you being a whatever empath. No, we need, everybody is needed. We need the people that can say, you know what, love, you're doing a great job and I support you in that. Because I ain't going to say that shit because I'm Sigma. I don't give a fuck. Right? I say that to say it's not a bad thing, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to come harsh. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to lead you, and I'm going to grow your ass up. And if you don't like it, then you can't be around me, because those are my boundaries. We need people like that, right? But everybody can't be like that, because then everybody would, kind of be by themselves, right? So I say that to say, wherever you find yourself, embrace it. If you are the empath that picks up stray animals and dogs and cats and you love that, great, child, we need that, because that damn dog ain't coming in my house and I don't like animals, okay? Be clear, it's okay. See, when we can live in our true authenticity, right, and embrace our gifts, right, without judgment, then you made it, right? Then you've made it, right? And there's space for everybody. We need the people that's gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna support you through this, right? I'm gonna be here for you, right? I'm going to love you, right? You need that. But I don't care what the hell level you are, your ass better protect you first, because that's wisdom. And the issue becomes most empaths don't have wisdom. So y'all hang around people that fucks up your energy. And now you over here wondering why you was doing so great, and then you went to your cousin's house and now your energy all fucked up because you don't know how to remove yourself from situations that are not conducive to your empathy. You got to protect your energy, y'all. You got to protect your energy, but nobody tells you that. They just tell you crying all the time and you don't know why you crying. You over here thinking that you just crying. No, you're sensitive to energy, and energy is all around us, y'all. Energy is all around us all day, every day. And you over here crying and people over here thinking you depressed. You ain't depressed. You need to learn how to not intake all of that energy and how to do something for yourself. What does that mean? When you start feeling that way and you know there's no reason for you to be feeling that way, get your ass out that house. Go walk. Put your feet in the earth to the ground and ground yourself. Center yourself. Pray, meditate, do something. But you can't just lay in the bed. Okay, you can't just lay in the bed. You got to get out the bed and transmute the energy, because it's not even yours. But you just never understood. Nobody ever told you that you were sensitive to energy. Nobody ever told you that you didn't have to give everything away to everybody just because you felt that heart tug. We all feel the heart tugging. Child, I'm an empath. People tug at me all day. I can look at people and be like, oh my God, I really want to help this person. But the wisdom in me say, no, give them the tools to help themselves. I say, okay, right? But some of you guys are meant to actually help. I ain't meant to help. I'm meant to give you the tools to help. Somebody got to be the tool giver. Somebody got to be the tool giver. Okay, so that was that general set. All right, somebody asked about empathy. And okay, so let's talk about it though. So let's talk about empathy then concerning relationships and career, because we were talking about the whole thing. Y'all, in my profession, most of y'all know that follow me, I'm a CPA, right? Child, I use my intuition all day, every day. I'm an auditor, right? So anything that you do, your gift is always your gift, no matter what your profession is, right? So whatever you're in, if you're an empath, maybe you're meant to be in social services. You're meant to work with people for sure, right? You're meant to work with people for sure. But you just have to be able to understand what it is that you're supposed to be doing with that, right? You don't have this ability to do nothing with it. The issue becomes we just don't know what we're meant to do with it. So then we begin to take on things that are not our responsibility, or we begin to try to figure it out. So now you feel like I got to take this person on, I got to help this person, I got to do that. No, you got to ask God what you're supposed to do with the level of empathy that you have. That's a message for somebody, because that shit just came out. You are to ask God what to do with the level of empathy that you have. 1, 2, 3, you're being elevated. But you got to ask what you're supposed to do with that, because you're not supposed to give it everywhere. You ain't supposed to let 17 million people live with you, and now you can't even figure out how to pay your own bills, and you got all these lazy ass people in your house laying on your sofa, ain't nobody helping you out, and you feeling bad for them. That's not pleasing to God, because that ain't pleasing to you. So if it ain't pleasing to you, it damn sure ain't pleasing God. You still have to teach people how to treat you. And it still means that it don't mean that you don't have boundaries. And see, the issue becomes people say have empathy, but they don't tell you to have boundaries. Yep. So just ask God, what do I do with this gift of empathy? Because we all got it. But what do I do with it? My gift of empathy, I teach it. Shit. I teach. Right? But I can still be sensitive enough not to say crazy stuff, right? I can still be sensitive enough because I'm an empath. I can teach you. I can be harsh enough to get my point across, but sensitive enough to do it in love and light. And not wish any harm or ill intention on anybody, right? But do it direct enough to get my point across, but through love and light. And that's how you learn. All right, y'all, tap the screen, share the live. We just talking about empathy, and then you use that level of empathy in your career. Use that level of discernment, y'all. All empathy is a level of discernment, because it's still your connection to source, right? It's still your connection to source, and then you begin to ask through everything, right? Is this the right job for me, right? Should I take this opportunity? Right? Have conversations with God. Y'all, you see, the issue is we always was told that God was outside of us. So now you got to sit down on a knee and pray and light candles, and you ain't got to do all that. You sit on the sofa and have a conversation. Like, God, am I supposed to do this? What you telling me about this? Like, am I supposed to take on this opportunity? And then listen, right? Just listen. God might say, yeah, you're supposed to help them, but you ain't got to let them move in your house. Yeah, I sent this person to you for advice, but that didn't mean they had to move in, right? That didn't mean that you had to give away all your money to them, right? So you have to be able to pray for discernment, and that still comes through your level of empathy and how you connect to source, right? It still comes through that, and that's what you have to understand too. Thank you for following, love. Thank you for following. We vibing, y'all, this morning. All right, we're going to get into this last general. We're going to get into this last general set. Then I'm going to give you guys some advice for the day. And then I got to get out of here. All right, I'll be live in the morning, my regular time, about between 7 and 7:17. All right. All right, y'all, let's see what we're going to talk about. I want to see what's this next general set about. I think we're just going to do some tarot. We're just going to see what comes out of the tarot cards. Sensational, child. 844 4444 844 4444. Something's coming into alignment. Thank you, Sean. 717 is your birthday. I love that. You know, that's my number. I'm a life past 7. 422 is your birthday, Rita. Okay. There's a level of empathy. All right, y'all, let's see. What else do we need to know before we end out this love? Sensational. Chris Brown is your channel song. All right, what we talking about, Spirit? Show me what we talking about for this last general set. Tap the screen, guys. Tap, tap, tap. Let's get these last messages out. All right, somebody, you're being called to surrender. We got the Hangman. Wow. You're being called to surrender. This is going to be a sacrifice, but it's going to give you a new perspective. This is a period of personal enlightenment for you. Someone could take pole dancing classes, or you could be a pole dancer, right? Or you would take pole dancing classes, but this is about you becoming more aware of your own internal knowledge, and that's through your ability to surrender, that you're receiving some type of message. It's like the messages that you're looking for or listening to from source is coming through your ability to surrender, right? And this has a lot to do with your emotions. Y'all, we was just talking about this. This is Page of Cups. This is like empathy at like a level 3, right? Page of Cups, okay? This is like empathy at like a level 3, where you now realize that you have a connection, right? You have a connection to source, right? You have this intuition, and you're learning how to deal with it. It's coming through your ability to continue to surrender, right? That you're able to see something from a new perspective. What's the Hangman with the Page of Cups, Spirit? Wisdom. Yeah, your wisdom is increasing. You're learning. You're leveling up. Somebody, you get a lot of divine downloads. Your gifts are leveling up. And you're gaining a lot of wisdom through the experiences of life. One of the things that Spirit wants you to do at this time, though, is forgive yourself. Someone could be Hawaiian, but Spirit is asking somebody to forgive themselves, because now you know better. See, wisdom comes through experience. Last time, this is what I heard. Last time, you ain't know no better. Whatever that means. I heard last time you ain't know no better, right? So now you're understanding that through wisdom you learn life's experiences. Now you're receiving divine downloads. You're gaining this new level of wisdom. So you need to apologize to yourself because you didn't know before. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Right? I love you. This is the prayer for yourself. Right? I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You love you, because you have a new beginning. Wow. Ace of Cups. There's something coming in for you. And see, you always have pure intentions. Let me love you. Okay, come on. Let me love you. Mario is your channel song. We got the Ace of Cups. Somebody got new love coming in, y'all. I just can't even make it up. Like somebody, it's through your ability to surrender whatever it is that you've been going through, that now you have some type of new love, or at least something that you really emotionally attached to with this Ace of Cups coming in. But it's because you gained a level of wisdom, and through gaining that level of wisdom, you have forgiven yourself. You have apologized to yourself. This person coming in quickly could be a fire sign, Sagittarius energy with this Knight of Wands. But be careful with the Knight of Wands, because sometimes they come off really passionate and sexual. So you got to be careful, because there's going to be a decision that you need to make when this person comes into your life, if they are not already in your life yet. Has a lot to do with your 8th house. See, this person is a part of your transformation, but when you realize that, you got to be very careful. You got somebody in your life either coming in or that's already in your life who wants some type of new beginning with you. It could have been passionate with this person before, highly sexual energy, but this person is also a part of your transformation, and you're a part of their transformation. There's change that's taking place between you and this person, or in your life in general if this person has not come in. Y'all, the Hangman is here twice now. The Hangman came out twice. All of this is in your ability to surrender. I got Pisces and Aquarius energy with this Hangman. But you got to realize that as you begin to see things from a new perspective in your life, guess what happens, y'all? Your life begins to change. It's about your perspective. It's always about your perspective, y'all. Transformation comes in the mind first, y'all. Let's talk about it. Transformation comes in the mind first. And when you realize that, guess what? Everything else begins to transform around you. Transformation starts within, and it starts with your perspective. Somebody, your perspective is changing. The number 13 could be significant. 12 could be significant. There's something that's coming together for you. February 12th could be significant, or December the 2nd could be significant. Something is changing. Good love and protection. Someone could be Asian. Yeah, it's a lot of changes. Child, it says life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Somebody, I got change out here 3 times. Your life is changing drastically, but you got to be able to accept the changes, what I'm hearing. See, a lot of times, y'all, we don't even realize what's taking place around us. You got to accept the change because it's changing quickly. But first, your perspective change. You should let me love you. I don't know. Somebody got somebody coming in. Yeah, something's about to change. Either if you're with somebody, they're about to change the way they love you, or you have somebody new coming in who wants to love you. And God is telling you, let this person love you, right? Let this person love you, because life is a series of natural changes and events, and you couldn't despise the change, because somebody, you had to leave somebody first in order for this new love to come in. Yeah, because your heart chakra is open now. Heart chakra. Yeah, your heart chakra is open, and when you understand that, guess what? That is the center of love and compassion and kindness. And when your heart is open, guess what? You then can let somebody love you. Somebody, if you are single, you got love coming in, but it's if you want it too, though, y'all. I tell y'all, like, you can't be like, well, I don't want love. If you don't want love, then you ain't gonna get love. So it's what you want. Why? Because your energy sets the tone, right? Your energy is blocked off. If you don't want love, then your energy blocked off, and you don't want love, and you ain't gonna get it. So then don't be asking me why you ain't got love, because you said you didn't want it. You got to be careful what you say. There's too many people out here talking about, I'm fine being single. No, the hell you ain't. You're just not happy right now. And it's okay, right? You're not fine being single. Why? Because we put on this earth to be two. Masculine and feminine. Not male and female. I didn't say male and female. I said masculine and feminine. Okay, we are meant to be two. There is a dual nature to everybody. So no, you're not okay with being single. You single because of the circumstances, and perhaps because you are healing. But after you complete your healing process and that heart chakra is open, God is always going to give you someone, if that's your desire. Now, if you don't want it, then that's not your desire, and you're not going to get it. Somebody, though, you self-sabotaging and you deceiving yourself, because that is what you want, child. The 7 of Swords is in reverse. So you need to stop deceiving yourself, is what I'm hearing, because you do want it. It's just that you have a fear. Someone could be Aquarius moon energy. It's your fears surrounding partnership. that keeps you from truly giving in a relationship or being open to having or receiving a relationship. This is a dual message, y'all. I'm seeing a singles and a couples message, so that's why I'm going back and forth. Because somebody, you are single, but that's self-sabotage and you're deceiving yourself. See, you just scared to plan. You just scared to be in that waiting period. You just don't like uncertainty. And with every relationship comes uncertainty. It just does, right? With every relationship, there is a measure of uncertainty. You just don't like the uncertainty, but it doesn't mean that you don't want to be in a relationship. Somebody, your third eye is awakening. It's your intuition. It's your foresight. You gain a lot of mental clarity. You're like gaining a lot of mental clarity, and you're learning how to follow your intuition. That's what it's meant to be. Spiritually gifted too. Somebody is really spiritually gifted. I got the 7 of Cups, but the confusion comes because you don't understand what it is that you want for yourself. Sometimes we have to make decisions based on foresight. Come on. Based on foresight. See, the only reason that you staying single is because you don't trust God. Y'all, psychic medium at Lantros, child, that's not me. Make sure y'all don't listen to them people. We got the Fool. You got to allow the journey. You got to allow the journey. Right? You have to allow the journey. This is a fool's journey. It's the journey to self, right? It's the journey to you understanding that life is what you make it. It's a faith journey, right? You can't control the situations. You can't even control the outcomes, child. It's a faith journey. And when you realize it's a faith journey, you'll let go of control. And when you let go of control, guess what? You allow. You allow healing. You allow partnerships. You allow love. You just allow. You just get in the energy of allowing. Whatever God got for me is for me, child. Right? Whatever God got for me is for me. And you allow it. And when you allow, you get everything that you desire anyway. Why? Because there is no resistance. That's a message for somebody. Yeah, that's what I heard. See, when you allow things to take place in your life, you let go of resistance. And when you let go of resistance, you get exactly what it is that you desire. You ain't got to do nothing. I ain't say go do nothing. What did I say? Allow. That just means set your intention and allow God to move. Stay in faith. Wow, something is healing and bringing together partnerships, right? Partnerships, healing. 3 of Pentacles, the Star. March 17th could be significant, right? You just have to let go of the mind games and the deception, right? And understand that sometimes we deceive ourselves into thinking that we can't have what we want the most. Somebody, what you want the most also wants you. You just have to allow it. This is starting with collaborations, but it's starting with you healing and you realizing who you are, child. Realizing who you are. You got to be committed to the process, child. You got to be committed to the process. Your commitment is being tested. I got the Hierophant. Your commitment is being tested. How bad do you want it is what I heard. Right? May 17th could be significant. March 5th can be significant. May 17th could be significant. Somebody, you feel like you don't know your person anymore. Usher, kissing strangers. You feel like you and your person are strangers at this point. Let's close out with this love reading, y'all. We finna hit this love reading. Somebody feel like y'all strangers. You feel like you don't know this person anymore. You feel like you don't know this person anymore, but it's something going on. What is this about? Y'all ain't strangers. Wow. What's this? What is this about, Spirit? You went from feeling very high to feeling like y'all strangers. Y'all sit in the same room together and don't even feel each other energy. Somebody could be a water sign. I got Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Your person could be a water sign, but what this water sign energy gives me more than anything is the emotions. Someone, you're very emotional because you could be in the same room with your person and you just feel so disconnected. For some of you guys, you might be in actual separation, but most of y'all with people, y'all really are. It's just that you feel this separation because you don't understand what's going on because your person is guarded. I don't make it up. Yeah, your person is very guarded, but they got past trauma. So they build up walls around their heart. This is someone who has a blocked heart chakra. So they come off as very defensive. They come off as very defensive, but this is someone who has a lot of emotions for you. It's just that they got a lot of past trauma. This is someone who wants to call somebody. You may have an unexpected visitor It says unexpected visit, phone call, knock, or writing by your house. This is someone who's been guarded, y'all, because they got a lot of trauma that they're dealing with. So the first thing you do is do what? Put your walls up, right? But this is someone who's made a decision or know that they need to make the decision, child. This is someone who's been very indecisive and procrastinating, but they want to come towards you. This is someone who knows that they've been holding back. I got air sign energy, which is communication, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, communication. Somebody wants to communicate their emotions, right? With all of this damn water and air, somebody wants to communicate their expectations, their emotions, want to be more intentional, because this person was really guarded. They did not open up and let you in. Someone's name could be Alex, Adam. Yeah. There's a pattern though. This person has a pattern, y'all. They have a pattern. It's a little childish though. Like your person is a little childish, because it's almost like they go through the same thing in every relationship, and now they got with you and they realize it's something different, but they didn't want to break that old pattern of behavior. Like this is someone who is just who they are, but they dream about you a lot. Yeah, receiving downloads, confirmations. And I got visiting you again. Like this is someone who visits you a lot in the telepathic, the 5D, but now they need to show up in the 3D. God said make them prove it. Somebody got to prove it. Like it's not enough to have a deep spiritual connection. You got to prove it, because somebody is in regret. Somebody is in regret. They regret being distant though. This is someone who feels guilty for being distant. They feel ashamed. Like this is someone who's hiding their face because they now realize your value. They see you for who you are, and now they're in deep regret, but they got to prove it, right? You don't get to hide your face. That's growth, y'all. That's maturity. You can have a spiritual connection with somebody, but God is going to command them to talk in the 3D. Why? Because that's growth. That's maturity, right? It shows growth. It shows maturity. And this is someone who is in deep regret because they blamed you a lot too. Like this is someone who blames you. They didn't appreciate you. Wow, we got appreciation in the reverse. This is someone who didn't know or let you know how much they appreciated you. This is someone who really does enjoy you. You good vibes, you all of that, but they didn't appreciate that, and they definitely didn't tell you how much they actually appreciated you. And that's why this person is in deep regret at this time. Yeah, child, they was running away. But this person can't run away from you, child. They got an uncontrollable desire. There's something insatiable about them. Can't even get it out. Insatiable. Yeah. This person can't get enough of you, but they running their ass off. Like running their ass off in deep regret. Child, we got earth sign. All the signs almost out here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We got earth sign energy as well. Right? But this is someone who can't get enough of you, but they want a family. Wow. Family, building a foundation, feel safe, starting a family. This is somebody who wants to build something with you. They really do. Let me see what's going on with this person. So what's the issue then is what I heard. That's what I heard. So what's the issue? Oh, that's not the right deck. Hold on. Let's see what the issue is, y'all. We'll take this one and we'll take this one. All right, let's see what the issue is. What else do we need to know about this? What else do we need to know about this relationship here? Tap the screen, y'all. Tap, tap, tap. We almost at 150,000, y'all. I'm going to hop off after this reading here. I'll get you guys some advice to end out the day right after this love reading. All right, so what else do we need to know about this situation? If this is your situation, your person has to make some type of decision because they have been guarded. Yeah, but see, this is someone who had to release something, y'all. We got release and purge. See, this is someone who is being called to an emotional surrendering, right? This is a surrender, an emotional release to clear their energy. This is someone who had to surrender. What's this release and purge? What are they releasing and purging, child? Let's see. Taking action. Yeah, this is that stagnant energy, but now this is a lot of expansion and growth. Jupiter energy here. See, there's a lot of expansion and growth in your life, and when there is expansion and growth in your life, guess what? Your person is going to feel that, and that pushes them to do what? Expand and grow themselves. There is a mirroring that's taking place. There's a lot of expansion and growth. There's a lot of new opportunities that you are being faced with, because guess what you being called to do? Release the attachment to this person. Why? Because we got the moon. That's feminine energy. You're being called to release the attachment to this person while they do their healing work, because you are in action. You are expanding, you are growing, you are planning, you are doing things for yourself in your life. When you do that, you have to let go of any subconscious fear that will stop you from moving in the way that God told you to move. It's about you and you expressing your truth. See, when you walk in the truth and authenticity of who you are, it will allow your person to do the same thing. Calm down. Yeah. Someone's name could be Selena. This is by Rima and Selena Gomez, right? Called Calm Down. When you begin to calm your life down and calm your energy down, guess what happens? You stabilize. And when you stabilize, guess what happens, child? This person can release and purge anything that's been stopping them from moving towards you. Child, we slaying over here, right? So there's an expression of truth though, right? There's an expression of truth. Because see, this is someone who they had to make a decision to commit as well. Like maybe this person was kind of, a player energy. Maybe they were having one night stands. Maybe they was just out there hanging. Hell, maybe y'all had a, I don't know, okay? But whatever it is, this is somebody who needs to understand more structure and a foundation in their life. See, you came into this person's life and maybe it was hot and heavy and passionate and all of that, right? But now this is someone who's transformed and they want more structure and more foundation. This is someone who wants to build a foundation and balance. But guess what that means, y'all? Slow and steady. You don't build foundations quickly, right? You don't build foundations quickly. So you have to understand, child, this is a foundation. This is structure, right? Someone is building the foundation. So they want to apologize, child. Your person says, I want to apologize. I want forgiveness. This is somebody who wants to speak their heart. See, there's been a lot of emotional confusion. What's this emotional confusion? Yeah, control, sabotage. Your person is either a control freak themselves or they were trying to control the relationship, which only caused them to sabotage what they want the most. See, anytime we try to control people, come on, or the situations that we're being faced with, all you do is sabotage because it can't be controlled. Or the third wheel controlling them, child. Because there is definitely some type of sabotage. So it could definitely be that. Take it how it resonates. But there is definitely control and sabotage here, right? And trust issues could have been a factor as well, as some type of manipulation and patterns. But again, y'all, patterns are because we do it all the time in other relationships. So of course, if you meet somebody, you're gonna keep up that same pattern until you realize that this is something that's different. And that's what your person had to realize, child. Yeah, this is a soul tie. This is a fated partnership between you and this person. This is soulmate energy, right? There's a heavy past life connection between you and this person, but there was just a purging and a release that needs to take place, and someone owes you an apology. This is someone's karmic debt. Yeah. See, the restrictions have been because your person had to learn some type of karmic lesson. Keep your apologies. Hey, if you don't want the apology, you don't want the apology, child. Okay. But someone is feeling they had to learn their own karmic lessons, y'all. We got to understand that, right? People meet you and they got to learn lessons like you had to learn lessons. I want to get your advice. If this resonates, what else do you need to know? What is the advice for this situation? All right, we got leadership. See, this is about you turning into spirit is what I'm saying. It says dominate in spirit, right? Dominate in spirit. If you want something to change in your relationship, what does that look like? You dominating in the spirit, you beginning to pray and ask God for exactly what it is that you want. If you in a situation and you don't like the way it's moving, the child dominated in the spirit, okay? It says dominate in spirit, right? You got to dominate it in the spirit because your person could be dealing with a lot of pride, right? Pride and control issues. See, sometimes we have to realize that timing is everything. So sometimes you have to give people time to heal those inner issues, the trauma and stuff, child. Yeah, shadowed waters. Yeah, see, this is somebody who deeply has to heal. Beware of illusions that skim the surface for true understanding. lies in the deep. See, this is somebody who keeps it real surface level, y'all. They keep it real on the surface. This is somebody that don't go too deep with you because it's like a fear of going deep. Like, this is somebody who's afraid to kind of go deeper with you, so they keep it on the shallow end of the pool is what I'm saying. But God is forcing his people to open up. Y'all, that's the healing journey, y'all. That's a part of the healing process, is to be able to open up. And if you can't open up, you are unhealed. If you can't communicate the depth of your feelings, then you still need to heal. Just be clear. Let's be clear. That's a sign of growth. Every adult in this world should be able to clearly communicate their emotions and their feelings and do it in love and light. You ain't got to fuss about it. You ain't got to scream about it. But you should be able to sit down and have an adult conversation about how you feel, about why you feel that way, right? And if you love someone, how do you feel about them? That's growth and maturity. If your person can't sit down and have an intimate conversation with you about their true emotions and feelings, then they still need to grow up, and it's okay, right? It's okay. You just have to know that your person is still growing, because that's the sign of maturity. Grown people have grown people conversations. That's period. That's period is what I heard. Grown people have grown people conversations, and you can't be with someone who cannot open up and share with you emotionally what they're going through. But there's a magic within. So this is your advice for you, is to create space for personal growth and self-discovery. You continue to create a space for you. I see somebody in a closet, in a room, whatever it is, you continue to create a space for you, because for some of y'all, you may be in a whole relationship living with this person I'm talking about, and they don't open up, they don't communicate well, they don't let you know what's going on, you whole confused. Well, guess what? Create a space, because the magic is within, right? The magic is within you. So you have to create a space exactly where you are to begin to fulfill, because there's something transformational that's happening within you, and you're learning, you're shifting your perspective, and you're evolving beyond limits. You have to continue to evolve yourself. You can't let someone's inability to talk, open up, and communicate stop you from your growth. You just got to find it for yourself, and you got to come up with a plan. This is for you. Sometimes things fall apart for better things to come, right? Sometimes things fall apart for better things to come. Sometimes we got to allow the falling, y'all. Sometimes you got to allow the falling, right? Allow it to fall apart, because you have to come up with a plan for you. It's not about the other person, y'all. 9 is wisdom. It's not about the other person. It's always about you. I can read y'all all day long, but the advice is always going to point back to you, because you can never control somebody else. You can never control somebody else. You have to focus on you. You have to come up with a plan for your life, because this is someone who has a deep fear of intimacy, and their lesson that God is teaching them is, in order to be in your life, they got to learn how to open up. They got to learn how to communicate, and they have to learn how to trust God. See, the only reason we don't open up and be intimate and emotional with people is because we don't trust God. We're afraid they're going to leave. We're afraid they're going to hurt us. We're afraid of all of this shit. It's all fear-based, y'all. But the lesson for this person is to get over the fear and trust God. So God going to make them talk. And if they don't talk, they don't get your energy. They don't get you in a consistent manner until they are able to open up, because that is their lesson, y'all. You got to let this person learn their lesson. Because if you don't, it's never going to work. They're never going to open up, right? They're never gonna open up. So you have to realize, by continuing to enable this person and engage with them at a certain level, and I'm not saying you gotta cut it off, especially if you with this person and y'all together, you ain't gonna break up with them because they don't know how to communicate. But what you are gonna do is stop overgiving, and you gonna start pouring into you, because if you can't tell me what you want, then I can't tell you what I want, right? I can't show up for you until you can tell me what it is that you want. Sometimes you have to teach people. That's a message, y'all. All right, yeah. So now for you, it's about your inner compass. It's for you. You listen. It says trust your instincts, right? Trust your instincts to lead you in the right direction. So for you, love, is trusting your own inner compass when it comes to this union, because this is real. Like, this is definitely somebody, you dealing with somebody that don't know how to communicate, and they have fears that they need to release. And you can't deal with that, though. Like, that's a them thing, y'all. I always tell you, you got to know what's a them thing versus a you thing. Child, that's a them thing, child. Roses for everyone. Roses for everyone. Right? Okay, y'all, let's get out of here. y'all. I'm going to give you your overall guidance for the day as you continue this week, y'all. Catch me in the morning. I'll be back in the morning the same time. I probably won't go as long in the morning. My baby girl was sick this morning, so I didn't have to take her to school, so I could stay on a little longer. So make sure you guys tune in early, right at about 7:07 in the morning. Tune in early because I'll probably be off like within an hour. I can't stay on too long tomorrow. Make sure you guys catch me Wednesday night, though, child. Wednesday night is Wind Down Wednesday, y'all. We have great time on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys catch me Wednesday night for Wind Down Wednesday, tomorrow morning for our next morning session. Let me get you guys some advice to end out the day. Let's see what deck I want to use. All right. Your last song, y'all, is Truth or Dare by Tila. I heard dare to be truthful with yourself, child. Okay, Truth or Dare, Tila. Or Tyler. Is it Tyler or Tila? I can't remember the person's name. It might be Tyler. Tila? I don't know. All right, let's get your guidance as you end today, guys. As you guys go about your day, right? Look, quiet. Somebody, you moving in silence today. I kind of like this. It says someone's name could be Jorge or George. Someone's name could be Louis, right? It says don't talk unless you can improve the silence. Come on. I love that. I love that for your advice today, y'all. Don't talk today. Be quiet. Be quiet today. Don't even talk unless you can improve the silence, right? You also have someone could be Japanese. It says, if you feel like you're losing everything, remember this. This is a beautiful quote, too. Wow. I like this. It says, if you feel like you're losing everything, remember, trees lose their leaves every year, yet they still stand tall and wait for better days to come. If you feel like you're losing anything, child, remember that the trees lose their leaves, right? You are still to stand tall and wait for better days to come. Why? Because them leaves always grow back, child. Them leaves always grow back. So you don't feel like you're losing anything. Only thing you're doing is making room for the new, is what I heard, right? You're just making room for the new. So don't be afraid. Someone, watch your communication today. That keeps coming out twice, y'all. So watch the gossiping today, y'all. Watch anybody that come to tell you anything. Because I got gossiping and then silence. So if somebody come and bringing you, you know, these little things, don't listen to somebody today. And this could definitely be about somebody's job. Because it's communication. So the energy for today, y'all, is about communication. Watch how you talk to people. Watch the messages that they bring you, because something might be getting a little messy, okay? So just be, yep, that's it. Stay in hermit. This is you. You just stay in hermit today, y'all. Right, stay in hermit. Stay in meditation. See things from a higher perspective. Continue to do your soul searching. Spend some time alone and watch your communication, y'all. Watch your communication. Thank you guys for joining the live. Thank you for all my gifts, y'all. Thank you so much. I will be back on in the morning. For everyone who has booked a reading with me, those will return in 24 to 48 hours, guys. If you want to book, that's on my website, thelady1111.com, right? My website over there. Thank you guys for the gift so much. You're welcome, love. Are you playing, child? It's Truth or Dare, y'all. Have an amazing day, y'all. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube as well. This live will be on YouTube. I post all the lives, so I'll download this and post it over on my YouTube. So if you got a message that you want to revisit during this live in a few hours, this will be up on my YouTube. It'll say TikTok with a date, so you'll know the date of the live. Have a great day. You're welcome, Jermaine. I think that's Jermaine and not Jamie. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I'll leave y'all to view for a little bit as y'all go. I don't know if y'all can see it out there, y'all. Can y'all see? It's such a glare. Oh, there we go, y'all. It wasn't in focus because I was sitting there. So I don't even know if y'all can see the view. Have a good day, y'all. I'll let it play for a minute.
Shots, your body Sweetie, my belly, you're like a guy's something belly. Eggplant emoji. So time when I smile eating. Now she watching me like telly. Sensation, sensation. Waiting I do for you. And I know, and I know, and I know. Give me that good sort of it up. Oh, wow, that's pretty sweet, let me think of it. Only need your outside dress. If you wanna pull up with my 10 concepts, I'll put you harder than the internet. I'm a presidential living room so fat. Goody, 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 bang, bang. I need you.